yesterday we started to talk about nature. Who can raise their hand and tell me what nature is? David. That's an example, yes. Shelter, okay. Bryce. Forest. Malin. The forest, okay. Preston. Water, very good. So nature is animals, plants, and other things in the world that are not made by people, right? So some of the examples are sun, trees, birds. Who remembers our story yesterday? What did we talk about? Insects, very good. Insects are a part of nature. And we also talked about, there's something else. What it was yesterday was raining. So different types of like precipitation, rain, snow, or weather. So people have been trying to explain nature for years. They try to think of things and come up with ways that help them to figure out things like, why do beetles have bright colors? Why do ladybugs have spots? Why is the sky blue? People learn about and understand nature by watching it, reading about it, and studying it. Okay? So a lot of times though, these stories they're not always true. They're not always based on facts because people don't really have the facts. So they just kind of make up these stories and they look for similarities between what they know and what could be. So they use their different types of knowledge and then they create these stories. So for example, think about nature when there's thunderstorms. Has anybody ever heard when they say angels are bowling? When you hear the thunder and it's really loud? David, have you heard that? Yeah. Now, do you think angels are really up there bowling? No. But people make up this story because they're trying to think, okay, well, what is thunder? How is it happening? What's happening? Now, we read a story yesterday. We've been learning about different genres, right? Yes. Last week, who can raise their hand and tell me what we learned about? What genre were we talking about last week? Mallet? No, not the rain. David? That's what we're talking about this week. Yes, we're talking about folktales. What were we talking about last week? What did we read? A couple of what? The little puppy. And the duck. About the little duck. What kind of stories were that? Preston? We were talking about poetry. Yeah, remember we were talking about poetry. So now this week, we started yesterday just talking about, like Hayden said, folk tales, right? That's what we started. We did just a little bit yesterday on folk tales. So folk tales are stories that have been told time and time again, and they've been passed down for generations, right? And we also talked about how folk tales are, typically they share a value or a lesson when you read the story. So today, we're going to read a play. The play is based on an African folktale that tells how the moon and the sun end up in the sky. Okay? But before we do that, I want to go over some of the vocabulary words with you guys. Okay? So let's see. We have our first one is, raise your hand and tell me if you can say this word. Victory. Very good. Victory. So a victory is winning a contest or game, right? So when you win a race, right, that's a victory. Who can give me an example of a victory? Yes, when you, very good. Yay, you're sharing a victory. So for example, my daughter last night, she won her basketball game. That's a victory, right? You play a sport and you win, that's a victory, right? You get an A+ on your spelling test. That's a victory, right? So our next one is, now, knowing what is right and using what you know to make smart choices, okay? For example, Grandpa used his wisdom to help me solve my problem, right? All right, next one. Adam? Similarities, good try, that's a tricky word. Similarities. Similarities. So if two things have similarities, they are almost the same in some ways, right? So there are many similarities between me and my brother. There are many similarities between me and Mrs. Pfeiffer. Today we're wearing almost matching outfits, and that was not planned. All right. You want to try this one? Plenty, plenty. So if you have plenty of something, then you have enough for everyone, right? Yes. There was plenty of fresh corn at the picnic. There was plenty of cookies for the class to share. What is something that you can think of that you have plenty of? David? Yogurt? A lot of yogurt. Bryce? Food. Food. We have plenty of food. Students. We have plenty of students. Yes, we do. All right. Next one. Sorry. Dash. Very good. If you dash somewhere, you run there very quickly. You know, yesterday it was raining. I dashed home in the rain, right? People have to dash to get out of the rain or the weather. Now, how do you think you move when you dash somewhere? How do you think you move? Anabi? Yes, very fast, right? Very fast. We move very fast when we dash. All right, next one. David. Holler. Holler. We should all know what this one means, right? If you holler, you yell or you shout. I heard Sandy holler for her dog. Let's see. Who can give me another example of when you might holler? Your cat runs away and you're looking for your cat. Yes. When you get scared. Very good. Bryce. You have to shout. Maybe you're excited. You have to shout. Shout. All right. How about this one? Bryce. Ashamed. Ashamed. So if someone feels ashamed, they may feel guilty about something. Okay? So let's just say Kim felt ashamed because she hurt her friend's feelings. Okay? And our last one. Anami. Boast. Boast. So if someone boasts about something, they're bragging. They're bragging about something. So the team always boasts that they are the best. Who can raise their hand and tell me what are some things that people might boast about? Preston?
If they boast about if they're better than you, and they say all the things that they can do for you.
Okay, if someone says all the things that they can do and you can do, yeah, they're boasting, right?
Like someone has more money than you.
Very good. Or somebody has more money and they say, hey, I have more money than you. They're boasting, right? All right. So, as I said, we started to talk about how we can understand nature. And now we're going to talk about and read how the sun and the moon ended up in the sky. So if you guys could take out your books and turn to page